In this bite, we're going to talk to Coach Raymond about a fun question. Why do carnivores love ribeye? What's the deal, Raymond?
Yes, as carnivores love ribeye. We think that is the top food, and I know it's a part of the cow, but for the main reason is because of the intertwining of the fat within the marbling within the the meat itself, which causes the softness, which causes the taste. Instinctively, we actually just hone in on that because that's what we like the best and is softest. I think this is a very basic instinct that we really like it. So it's not just about the softness, it's about the rich taste. But we also notice that it's the best for health. Now, we have some 20-year plus carnivores that's all they've been eating, literally ribeyes the whole time. Not And that's the Andersons, Joe and Charlene Anderson, and they are thriving. Joe is 60 years old, looks like he's 20. His wife's 46, 40. She might be a little older now, 48, but she looks fantastic. I mean, probably not a day older, looking like 25, if that. I mean, it's just amazing. So, that automatically gives us carnivores as a hey, if we had to pick one food, what would it be? Definitely ribeye. It is on the costlier side, but again, Janice, you could attest. Why do you love ribeye? I'd like to hear that from you since you are a ribeye lover.
For all the reasons you stated, I find it the most satiating. It's really fatty, especially Costco Prime
Yes.
ribeye that you we talked about, and I think it's definitely the fat. It's super tender, as you say, and I feel the same way as what you said. It's like this very primal, like like every single time I eat it, I just think, oh, this is so delicious. Like my mouth starts watering.
Yes.
So I think your tongue and your tastes are designed to just really crave, like it instinctively, that that fatty piece of the meat is going to be the best for your health.
Yes.
Um, I did want to ask you though, because I just was reading Judy Cho's book,
Mhm.
and she, how she does the nutrient profiles of the different meats. And
Yes.
so she said ribeye obviously is very, very great in terms of its nutrient profile. But she had one sentence in there that said, because ribeye doesn't have complete all of the nutrients and minerals, that you would also need to have fish and eggs. That if you ate ribeye, fish, and eggs, that would make it complete.
Mhm.
But then you've got the Andersons, who are, they don't eat anything else, and they
Mhm.
seem to be just optimal, right? They're
That's right.
thriving, and I felt the same way. Doing 3 months of ribeye, I didn't feel like there was anything missing. So, what do you think? Do you think that we just get caught up in thinking we need every nutrient and we need every mineral, or
No, not really. So it is, Judy is correct for somebody who would eat carbs. So if you compare the carb eaters with a carnivore, then yes, then we're not meeting our profile because the carbs take away so much. So technically, we would need those nutrients. But as carnivores, we do not because we don't get the damages from carbs, so we
oh,
don't need the nutrients to replace that.
oh, that's so great, because I think that was my one concern
Mhm.
about, because you see all these different infographics that show all these different nutrient profiles, and so my mind was telling me, oh, I feel fantastic. I don't feel like
Yeah,
anything's missing with the fatty ribeye. But then
exactly.
my mind kept telling me, oh, but am I missing some nutrients? And so that makes more sense, that it's like you
And
don't have to.
I can give you proof on that. So the vitamin C requirements are way higher when you're on carbs or sugars. Way, way, way higher. We're not even meeting close to even on carbs. I mean, even on carbs, you still have to supplement with vitamin C. Most people do. So with carnivore, we get our vitamin C from meats. And as we know, even though if liver is pretty high in vitamin C, it's typically the liver's blood. So we're not even getting that much vitamin C out of it. It's nothing like your 2,000 milligrams of vitamin C from an emergency or anything like that, or 1,000 milligram. It's not that. It's a very small amount, but yet it keeps us going. Why? Well, so just like that, we noticed that there's a pathway for vitamin C. It goes up through the glucose pathway. The same pathway where sugar goes up, that's where vitamin C travels. So, if you have sugar in that pathway, you're not going to be able to get vitamin C in very well. So this is why you'd have to dump a lot of vitamin C in you so that you can actually get any absorbable. So in an hour, if you don't have the interference from all the carbs and sugars, you don't need to meet the nutrient profile set up by the nutrition guideline.
Fantastic. So that means when I feel like ribeye is all I need, then
All
it
you need.
is all I need.
Yes. And I would like to even go up on that. So there's even little tests with, I think, flies or maggots that they've done, and they would put certain different things in their food. So if the fly felt like they were deficient in certain minerals, they would actually literally fly to that food. They have no idea, not by smell, not by taste. They have no idea what's good for them. But for some reason, they'll always go to the food that has the nutrient profile that they need. Hence, we
Wow.
do the same. We're actually there is actually a term for that. It's a nutrition wisdom. So we all have it. It's built into us.
Wow. Fascinating. So that definitely explains why carnivores love ribeye.
Yes.
And I like what you said about, yeah, it's expensive, but you're basically getting all that you need. And can you just say really quickly, because I know you did ribeye
Yes,
only
of
for
course.
like 60 days, right? And
Mhm.
so what were you saw definite improvements, right? In
No
terms of
question about it.
your performance.
No question about it. So, performance wise, I can definitely say I've never been able to do a one arm push up. I couldn't do that in May of that year, and I did it for 2 months. And by October of that year, I was able to do it. And that doesn't mean anything, but it's how I felt. It was another level, literally another level. I didn't want to give it up, but with experimentation and coming on holidays and all that, I knew I had to give it up eventually. And just giving it up a few days kind of messes the whole thing up for like a couple weeks. So it's kind of weird, just going off of it for a few days kind of messes you up, and you kind of have to restart before you start feeling that good again. So it's almost like something that you have to keep it going. Janice, you can attest to that, can't you?
I just had that. So yes,
Yeah.
I do think you can mess yourself up if you're going really pure on ribeye and then you deviate. Um, but in the carnivore world, then it sounds like ribeye is really kind of, it's almost like a magic meat.
Yes. I have ribeyes every day, no matter what. I mean, so regardless of what's going on, it's just a question is, will I have something else also? Now, do I feel the same way when I have ribeye every day with something else? No, I do not. So I know ribeye is the key. Whenever I mess it up with anything else, I don't care what it is, whether it's cheese, whether it's chicken, whether it's fish, anything else, I don't feel that magical feeling like I do when I'm on ribeye.
Wow. Well, this has been a very compelling bite about the magic powers of ribeye.
Yes.
Thank you, Coach Raymond.
Thank
We'll
you,
see you
Janice.
next time.